Good morning. Right, we're here at Thorpe Park today. I'm here on my own. Emily's revising, so I thought I'd come for a day out at the park. I'm not allowed to have fun today. Apparently I'm not allowed to have fun without her. So I'm going to do a few things today. First thing, we're here at park opening. The rides are just starting to test by the looks of it. I've seen Hyperia put a car around, I've seen Soar put a car around. However, I've not seen anything on the back end of the park, and I was going to start down over on Swarm. So I might change my plan. I might start out down towards Soar and Hyperia, but I'm going to take a look. And then, yeah, we'll see how we get on today. So actually, slightly different plan. I am going to head down to Swarm because everybody else is heading down to Hyperia by the looks of it, which is what I thought the plan would be. If Swarm isn't on first thing, if it's not been going first thing, we will head over to Stealth. I have seen that put a car around testing, so yeah. So the plan for today is we want to see exactly what we can get done in the first opening bit of the hour. We're here on a Monday. The last few times we have been to Thorpe, it's been school holidays, so yeah. We need to, this is a non-school holiday day, it's a Monday. There was hardly any cars in the car park, it was fairly light. And it also looks like going to be a fairly light day. Oh, Flying Fish has already started, that's already got people on it this morning. But looks like people are queuing for Swarm this morning. That has yet to open. And I've not seen any testing. So I'm going to carry on heading down towards the back of the park, to be honest. I'm not going to do Flying Fish as part of our speed test today. So, what is the time? The time is 7 minutes past 10, so I don't think any of the big coasters are operational yet. Park was supposed to be open at 10 AM, I believe, this morning. The only thing I can see operational with guests on it is Flying Fish at the moment. This is a new launch pad area, which they are just finishing off. Looks like there's going to be a food booth there. Not seen any of the flats operating either down the back. Tidal Wave is also supposed to be reopening this week, so that should be a way. Oh, so Nemesis Inferno does have people on it, so that's good. Tidal Wave looks empty, so don't know what's going on there. So both Swarm and Stealth have not opened with the park. It's now about 10 past 10. So I'm actually going to head back down to Nemesis Inferno, which is operating and does have guests on. Oh, the music's so loud in this park when you go past the speaker. Right, yeah, so following Nemesis Inferno for our first ride. Really not good for our speed test today. So yeah, but why not? 10-minute wait apparently. So this is the opening board. The flat rides look like they have opened now. Just waiting for the screen to flick on for the major coasters. So Flying Fish, a couple of the flat rides they're working now. It does really take the park 15-20 minutes to get going. in the morning. So if you do arrive here, as I did at opening, can expect actually they won't be as much operational. As you can see there on the screen, Stealth and Swarm were both not operational this morning. So this is going to be our first ride of the day. We're going to do Nemesis Inferno. We've not got wrap, we've not got fast track, we are just on normal standby today. So it says a 10-minute posted wait time. There's a little bit of a queue in the pen here. Hopefully there's not too much fast track or wrap today, so we will see how we go. So they're not queuing up the stairs, however the pen to the mix point is fairly full. Actually only about a 5-minute wait and we're in the station. Through the mix point really quickly. So that was Nemesis Inferno. Initially got put in row 2 on one of the standard seats, which I fitted on last time. However, it was a little bit tight, so they weren't really willing to push so much, so they just moved us to row 5, which worked. Good ride, yeah. What time is it? It's probably waited 5 minutes to the merge point, probably 10 minutes in total for the ride. It is now 10:30, so I've been in the park 30 minutes, and so far we've got a Nemesis Inferno. Interested to see what else is happening in the park at the moment. So see what else is down. A bit disappointing, I can't see the Swarm. Doesn't look like that's testing yet. So at the moment, the Swarm has actually restarted, or started operation for the day. Stealth has not. I'm tempted to go over to Swarm actually, although I've not seen it cycling, but it is quite slow loader. I'm actually just going to wait to see if I can see if Swarm is cycling or not. I mean, I've been looking at it a few minutes and I've not seen a train go through. And it could be that there's just not enough people in the queue, but it was saying 10-minute wait. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it's cycling. I'm just going to sit down a minute. So, I don't think the speed test is really going to work when the ride can't open, or the park can't open most of its major attractions on opening time. We did get a ride on Nemesis Inferno. I was going to try and go back to the start, but when people come into the park, they generally start at either the Swarm or they head down to Hyperia. People have started to head to the Swarm. Hyperia says it's got about a 30-minute wait. It's also got a single rider, and so has Saw the Ride. So I think I'm going to go down to Saw the Ride and Hyperia, see if we can get a go on those, maybe on the single rider queues, and then we will see what the day brings. Try and get Stealth once it opens and the Swarm done maybe at the end of the speed run. But yeah, not going quite to plan. So saw the ride is on a 15-minute, which isn't too bad. Thought it could be busier. It has also got single rider, so let's try single rider. And then the other queue I think is ride access pass. Just a few people in front of me on single rider. Actually, the main queue is not that bad at all, is there? So yeah, single rider definitely the way to get on there. Waited about 5 minutes probably for single rider. The main queue was advertised at 15 and it probably was about right for that, so there wasn't many people in single rider queue. Cars are 4x4, so for single rider you're waiting for an odd group, but yeah, I got on reasonable, no problems with the restraint in regards to size. It is a headbanger, there's a big rattle on it, you do need to lean your head forward rather than back on that one, otherwise you're going to bash your ears in. But yeah, it is what it is. It was a reasonable ride actually. It's not everybody's favourite, I know, but yeah, single rider if you can, will save you a stack of time if you're trying to do a speed run. Right, we're going to go off to see what Hyperia is doing, shall we? So I can see Hyperia is on a 35-minute wait. They're not actually using the extended queue down here today. Well, not yet, anyway. It does also have single rider. So we are going to possibly have a look at what single rider is like on this one. So this is looking rather positive. You can see we've got wrap onto our left-hand side. Right, let's bring that down. Yeah, we've got wrap on the left-hand side. There's nobody in single rider and nobody on the stairs as well. So that is potentially good news for us. So all in all, that was 25 minutes in single rider for Hyperia, which wasn't too bad. It was 40 when we got in the queue. However, we can now see it's now advertised at a 20-minute wait. Yeah, I'm not too sure if single rider was much of a help there. I'm sure it was, but the main queue's actually been moving quite quickly, and yeah, it's down to 20 minutes at the moment. So we will see how we go. Now let's see what's happening in the rest of the park. So both Stealth and Swarm are open, so we are going to go and take a walk to go and see what is happening there. They're on a 25 and 30 minute respectively at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. So Stealth is currently on a 25-minute wait. No single rider, I don't think, for Stealth. Unless there's one over there. Just going to have a look at the accessible entrance just in case there it is. And also, bad news, it's just started drizzling very slightly. May in the UK, welcome. Yeah, this is just the wrap entrance down here by the looks of it, and then the ride exit. So, no single rider. 25 minutes. I'm going to give it a go, see what it's like. Might get through a bit quicker, might pull me out as a single rider. We will see how we go. Pop the camera away because it's we can't really film on ride, and it is a little bit wet at the moment, so see you shortly. So just got on stealth. All in all, that took around about 15 minutes actually. It's advertised at 25, no single rider. At the top of the stairs, so at the top of the stairs here, they really need one of those team members to be putting people in rows because it's just self-allocation. And when we got to the top of the stairs, there was just a massive queue for the front row. And then really it was sort of slowing everything down, and they were having to sort of push people. Just allocate people a row, it makes it quicker. The people expect you to do that. So we've been in the park about an hour. It's 5 to 12, so well, an hour and 55 minutes. Sorry, nearly 2 hours. We've so far we got Nemesis Inferno. We went on Soar, we've done Hyperia. We've just done Stealth. So out of the ones that we wanted to do this morning, just the Swarm left. It is currently running on a 20-minute wait. So yeah, that's not bad. Oh, Stealth actually now showing a 15-minute wait, which is probably about accurate, to be honest, about what we waited. So let's go and have a look at Swarm, and then I think it's time for a drink and a coffee. Oh, and also the rain that we had while we were queuing, or just as we got in the queue for Stealth, I thought it was going to get worse. I thought we were going to get soaked on the ride, but actually it managed to just stop before we got dispatched. So yeah, managed to stay dry on Stealth. It's a great coaster, I do like it. It's quite short, but really, really fast acceleration, as what it's designed to do. Restraint was really, really comfortable, actually had some give on it. I think the last time I rode this was last year in September, October time, and it was a little bit tight on the restraint, so yeah, really pleased that managed to fit on that one without any issues. The only one I've had an issue on today has been Nemesis Inferno, which I didn't have an issue on a few weeks ago, so it might have just been that particular seat I got allocated in. There was maybe a bit tighter than any of the others. Anyway, on our way to Swarm to complete our sort of 5-ride morning challenge. I would have liked to have done it in 2 hours, but we're not going to have done that. Mainly because Stealth and Swarm just didn't open with the park this morning, so we had to sort of do a different route. I don't think actually getting here at park opening is that beneficial. I think really come in at this time, come in at 12 o'clock on a quiet day. Everything seems to be quite quiet, 20-minute waits here, there. Even Hyperia had a 20-minute wait, so yeah, good day so far. Let's get this last ride done, and then we'll have a recap. So Swarm is now showing a 10-minute wait, which means, yeah, waiting for this one, because by the time it had opened, the initial morning crowds had all hit it. It was up at a 40-minute wait. So we're going to do main queue on this, no single rider, and this is the last one of the morning.
This is it. There's no escaping the sport. Sit down, orient yourself, and pray.
So we did ride Swarm. That was our last ride out of our 5 that we wanted to get done this morning. We completed it about 10 minutes past 12, so we've been in the park 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, apart from the blip this morning with the rides on that side, so both Stealth and Swarm didn't open with the park this morning, which made it a little bit more challenging to do this challenge. But we managed to get quite a bit done. Now the rain's settled in, so I'm not sure what we're going to do now, but we will possibly go and try and have a wander around the park, see what's happening. Quite a few of the rides are now down. So it's still raining. Currently Hyperia, Inferno and Samurai are currently down, but quite a few of the other rides are still operating on a quite short waits actually, because it is a little bit damp. Undecided whether I need to go and get the coat out of the car, possibly. I have got a brolly. Was going to go and have a look at a few queues this afternoon, see if we can decide some tactics for which is the best way to queue and what's a good queue and what's not so much. So we will go and have a look. So the rain's now stopped. Hyperia has just sent a test run round, and they may well open the queue. What's going on with the queue over there? So it looks like the queue is currently closed, but it is testing. We've just sent a test car around. So Hyperia is currently closed. There's nobody in the main queue. There is a few people in... Oh, actually, there's just a few people who are currently waiting in standby, but they're currently not opening the other queues up. They have just sent a test car round. And I think they've just opened the gates, so let's go and get on one. So let's scrap that idea. It just went down. We got straight into single rider, and when we got to the load station, we walked straight into the load station, and we were only 3 people, I think, from the front. When I got to the front, it went down. It looks like it's going to be down for a while. They've not sent another train out yet, so we're going to go and try something else. So I'm going to try and find something indoor to do. Never actually done Walking Dead the ride. I think it's an indoor roller coaster type ride. Let's have a look. It has got a single rider queue, however it's only on a 5-minute wait anyway. Let's try and have a look. Is that single rider? Yeah, let's give this a go. Single rider. So it's 5 minutes. There's not that many people actually in the queue. This is all the queue by the looks of it. And the merge point is just down there, so that's one person. That was Walking Dead the ride. Never done that one before. It's sort of like a horror-y overlay of a indoor roller coaster. Not particularly the most thrilling of indoor roller coasters. It's definitely a sort of family coaster, but the scare elements it does add something on. I did go in single rider, but she sort of joined me with another party at the merge point, and then everybody was sort of going through as one group. There was a little pre-show, and then there was like about a mile of corridor to get to the actual load station. All really well themed actually. So yeah. So just looking, this is still practically walk on. This is the entire queue. It's saying 5 minutes at the moment, but actually there's no queue at all. Basically everybody's getting straight loaded. The only thing you're waiting for is the pre-show. Still raining, so we'll carry on and wander around the park, see what's happening. So still fairly drizzly. A few of the coasters are still operating, but tidal wave's still not operating today. It's actually drained. I thought that opened this weekend, but obviously not. Going to have a look at the queue for Stealth. We're back looking at Stealth. Queue says 10-minute wait. Actually 15, it's just gone up. Which is probably similar to what we had before. Nobody in Access Pass, and doesn't look like there's anybody in the Fast Track. I don't think many people are buying Fast Track today. Certainly not using Fast Track for a 15-minute wait. So that means we are just looking at the standby queue. Looks like it is not too bad. It's a little bit drizzly, but we will see how this goes. we came in earlier, we were using some of this cattle pen here, which we're actually just turning right now at the back here, and then we'll be going in. Yeah, the rain's subsided slightly. We waited about 10 minutes there for Stealth and got a row 3 ride. It's a really good coaster. It's probably my second favourite in this park, to Hyperia. Yeah, I mean, there's hardly anybody in the queue. It is practically walk on, to be honest, at the moment. So could go and get some re-rides on that one if we wanted. Let's go and have a look, see what else is happening in the park. We've got the flat rides. Foot Rush is on 5, Soar's on 5, Samurai's on 5, Stealth is on 10, Colossus is on 10, I can't do that, Stealth is on 10, Detonator's on 15, Swarm's on 15. Hyperia went down while I was in the queue. It's not come back up yet. Now, I don't think that's weather. They were having some sort of technical problem. It was a restraint reset they were struggling with. So might be worth sort of maybe heading towards Soar the Ride and just having a quick glance at Hyperia, see what's happening with that. Was considering doing one of these flat rides. Just having a quick look at the queue. There's not that many people in the queue, but they're so slow at loading. Whilst it could be on the next ride, it could take them 5-10 minutes at least to get it all loaded. Shall we give it a go? Yeah, let's. Just had a quick ride on Rush. They did manage to get me on the next cycle, so I didn't end up waiting, so that's a bonus. Did also notice Hyperia has reopened, certainly seen trains going round, and saw the ride. I think that was still on a 5-minute wait, so we're going to head down that way now, see if we can get some re-rides on Soar and Hyperia today. So main entrance, actually the standby is saying it is 5 minutes. I think I'm still going to do the single rider line just because I think there is possibly still less of a wait. With this, it is 4 riders per car, so I suppose there is slightly more chance of utilising single rider. If we can. So Saw the Ride was a literal walk-on. I did go down the single rider queue, but I just ended up joining the main queue halfway at the merge point, which did take a little bit of walking. It's a load of rubbish. It's not my favourite theme. It's very horror themed, similar to Walking to the Dead, not really my cup of tea. It's so jerky, it's a bit of a headbanger. If you do it more than once, you're probably going to end up with a headache. So yeah, I'm saying, like most people, not my favourite, but we will, let's go on to something that could be my favourite, or certainly one of my favourites, and that is going to be Hyperia. I've been in the queue twice today, rode it once, and then it did go down, so it is currently going, so let's see how we get on with Hyperia this time. Again, I'm going to do single rider. I'll try and explain the queue systems a little bit. Now there's more of a queue. Might make a bit more sense. The queue was very light earlier, and then it was down for a bit. So yeah, let's see how Hyperia gets on. So we're here at Hyperia. Currently it's showing a 60-minute wait. However, they are only using this sort of first section, and then there is nobody in the back garden, as we're going to call it. So the back garden is clear. We have waited through there and on a queue that is less than 65 minutes in the past. So whether this is actually 65 minutes or not. The other thing you want to check is you want to have a quick look at the fast track and the other lines, the single rider. I'm going to have a look. Let's have a look at the single rider. We'll also have a look at the fast track and the ride access pass as well, because the ride access pass and the the fast track lines will have a real impact on that standby queue. Whereas the single rider, you're not really competing with anybody. You're just competing for single seats. So it just depends how much is in the single rider. So I have come down the single rider queue, and I can see that there's not much not much fast track, but there is quite a considerable ride access pass line. So that if you're getting in standby, you really need to have a visual on that, those two fast track and the ride access pass. I'm in single rider, so I'm not going to be competing with these guys for a space on the ride. So we'll see how long it takes us from here. Yeah, it's probably about 8 or 9 people in front of me at the merge point, and then we are going a full stairs. So this could be 20-25 minutes, but certainly less than 60. So the other thing to take into account is how many trains are running. I didn't realise when I got into single rider they're down to 1 train on Hyperion at the moment. That is slowing things down astronomically. In fact, it says a 70-minute wait on the board there. It's not a 70-minute wait. I suspect it's 2 hours. Even though there's not a lot of people in the standby, it's just not moving very quick at all. Right, so let's go back to the other side of the park and see what's happening over there. We've done Saw. I don't need to do that again this year. Hyperion, I would love to get back on it, but again, it's far too slow, running on 1 train at the moment, so that is definitely a no-go situation. Even the single rider was no-go. I think I was in the queue, I waited about 10 minutes, and not many people had actually left the stairs area, which is where the single rider queues. So yeah, let's go back to the other side of the park, see if Nemesis has come back up, and we'll also have a look, maybe another re-ride on Stealth and Swarm as well today. So, right, looking at the wait times, got Rush, Saw, Colossus, Samurai, Stealth, Swarm, all on fairly low weights. Walking Dead the ride, not really bothered about doing that again. Vortex, Detonator, the flat rides. Hyperion's on a 70 and Nemesis is out. Nemesis never reopened after it this morning, so I did get a ride on it earlier. So yeah, I think possibly going back for re-rides on Stealth and maybe the Swarm, and maybe get a sweet treat or something, maybe a coffee and a sweet treat at some point. But yeah, slightly disappointed that Hyperion is only on 1 train, so that is so it says a 70, but actually I think it's going to be a bit longer than 70, and Nemesis Inferno I would have liked to have done again, but that's currently closed. So let's go and have a look at some of the others. So come back down to Stealth. Stealth is walk on, you can see there's nobody backing up at all, saying 10-minute wait. It's not even that really. This will be my 3rd go on Stealth today. Hopefully this is a quicker ride. And it's less wet. I think every other time I've done it, it's been raining. So it's just about to launch. So let's see if we can. Yeah, this is definitely what you want to see. We were queuing this earlier when it was a 10-minute wait, and we're just walking down now. There is nobody in line for this at all. even do a couple of re-rides on this one, and see how it goes. Still, Swarm is also running still, so we're going to go to probably Swarm in a bit as well, and then yeah, maybe a coffee or something. See how the rest of the day goes. I'm hoping that we can get another ride on Hyperia today. I have done one earlier on in the day, but it's now running on one train, so we will see what the options for that are. That was a great ride on Stealth. I was second to last row as well with that one. Yeah, it's short, but just as you get the acceleration you get going up that top hat, it's amazing. Right, we're going to go over to Swarm, and then I've promised myself coffee, so and see what it is. I'm tempted to try and get on Hyperia just to do it at least twice in a visit, but I don't particularly want to wait. They said 70 minutes the last time we were there. It was a lot longer than there as well. I think 70 minutes is very conservative. They're only running one train, so a bit disappointing that Thorpe Park didn't buy more trains to have a spare, just in case one did need put into maintenance. But I can understand they are costly bits of equipment. But yeah, it's just means when they have a technical problem, they are down to one or having to close the ride full stop. But I thought maybe now it's not got much of a wait, we should try Flying Fish. It's a powered coaster. We did try it last time and we couldn't get the restraints down, but it was absolutely peeing it down with rain and we weren't very persistent. So I'm going to just go on to this, see if we can get on this next train, and see if we can get on this one. So update on Flying Fish, it is just a ratchet lap bar. We would have been fine last time when we rode it in the rain. It just doesn't lock until just before the ride is ready to dispatch. So the lap bar, I'll try and get a picture, although yeah, it's not a bad little ride. Got 4 laps on it. Yeah, powered coaster. So I know people don't really count those as a roller coaster credit. Yeah, it's got a bit of momentum to it, and it's good for the ride for a 5-minute wait. Really slow at boarding. They don't seem to load the air gates. And they just seem to take ages with the checks, which I think is what we found last time. So whatever procedures they've got in place here at Thorpe Park Flying Fish, it's not particularly good for capacity. But we did get 4 laps on it, which made it sort of worth a little while we waited. We didn't really wait in the queue at all. It was just the dispatch we were waiting for. And yeah, standard sort of ratchet lap bar. So I think Emily will also have no problems on that one next time we're here. Right, let's go over to Swarm. This is the new launch pad area. Essentially it's just going to be like a dining sort of relaxed location. It's going to have some benches. I'm hoping they're going to put a bit more seating in. It doesn't really look like there's a lot of seating here if you're going to bring a picnic or buy something. But yeah, looks quite pretty, like vibrant colours on the tarmac or resin that they used, which looks quite good. But yeah, hopefully a few more seats, but there is some umbrellas, some shaded areas going in, so yeah, hopefully those will be waterproof for when it's slightly drizzly as well. And the beach area looks like it's been refilled and painted, ready for the summer season. Hopefully we see a day where it's warm enough to go and use the beach. Not me particularly, but not really warm enough for water rides or water activities, but anyway. So again, this looked like a walk-on. There's nobody in the queue there. I think it said it was on 10 minutes, but no, it is practically a walk-on. Quite slow dispatch. Can't see a car on the road at the moment. Saying 10 minutes, but that's no. Maybe wait 5 minutes in the pen, maybe for the train. Just got a dispatch up here. It's a good ride. It's very well themed around here, but again, another dark theme, sort of disaster area.
2 weeks ago, we explored with the site investigating we have been really as our main story today took place. That is
So 10-minute wait, but this is exactly what you want to see. This is definitely a go situation on this ride.
and have found it most interesting.
There is nobody in fast track, there is nobody in ride access pass, and the main queue is practically moving. There might just be a little bit of queuing in for the pens as we get round into the load station. So we're going to go another go on Swarm.
Possibility of alternative life form.
So stopped in Cafe, which is by Ghost Train, and I got a donut and a coffee. Now Hyperia has just come back up, so it's saying 30 minutes at the moment, so I might have a coffee and then go and take a look at Hyperia. Good to get one last ride on there. This is quite a good little vibe in here. It's supposed to be like the station cafe, and to be honest, it's probably one of the vibiest places that's in Thorpe Park, because it's not sort of too heavily themed, but yeah, it's so good. Found a little nook. I'm going to enjoy my, it's only Costa, so nothing special, but going to enjoy my Costa, and I got a little donut, sprinkle donut that you get with the annual pass discount, so yeah, take 5 minutes and then see what else brings us in the park. Hopefully a ride on Hyperia. Oh, look at that, blue sky. So that's the first time since Bristol I can see full sky, blue sky. I'm just on my way to Hyperia. It did reopen. It was on a 30-minute wait. I do want to do another. I do want to try and get a cycle on Hyperia before we go. Had a reasonable day. Ride operations and ride availability has been a little bit trying at times. Inferno is still down. It never came back up after the rain this morning. Hyperia has been up and down. It's probably still on a one-car operation. We did a couple of saws, got three runs on Stealth, a couple on Swarm. So have had a good go on several of the attractions here. And let's just go and have a look at Hyperia again. So we've got one train on the track, just about to do the first drop, and I can see one train in the station, so that is good news. It's back onto 2 trains, showing a 45-minute wait now. Had a coffee, so let's take a wander. I'm going to do single rider again probably if we can. So it's a slightly better story than the last time we were here. Still a few people in front of me in single rider, and they are queuing all the way down the stairs. We have to the far right hand side we've got the standby queue, and then we've got a few people in fast track, and there's only about 4 or 5 people in ride access pass as well. So this is quite a good situation. We're on 2 trains. We've got a bit of fast track, but we're not really in competition with fast track, and so we're only really in competition with a single rider. So we did manage to get a couple more rides on Hyperia. I did get 2, one at the back and one at the front, generally utilising the single rider queue. From the bottom of the stairs of the single rider queue, it's around about a 15 to 20 minute wait. So that's not too bad for each cycle. It was advertised at a 45 minute when we got in the queue. So probably about 50% saving on that. That's it for the day. A little bit hit and miss with the operations here at Thorpe Park today. Bit of ride availability, Nemesis never came back up. Hyperia has been a bit hit and miss, and obviously Stealth and Swarm didn't really open at 10 o'clock with the park, which we'd like to be seeing when there's only a few, there's not a huge amount of attractions at this park, and 2 certainly major ones were not open, so we did have to change our strategy a little bit. We've utilised single rider quite well today, and that's available on a few attractions. Hyperia, Walking Dead the ride, Saw the ride as well, but not all the attractions. But otherwise we've had really good wait times. Stealth and Swarm, when they did open, they had really, really good wait times, waiting 10-15 minutes maximum really for those. Not done any of the water rides. Tidal Wave was closed today, and I only did one flat. I did Rush, so yeah, we're going to head out. We're at Alton Towers next week. Emily's back with me, so we're going to be checking out Alton Towers. We're staying at on site, so I've got a couple of days in the park there, so do join us, and please like and subscribe where you can. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.